Yo, Mandem podcast, episode 302.
Yes. You got Birdman as a guest.
Fam, I got the gloves on.
Aye, aye, aye.
Fam, the temperature's dropped, man. What's happened?
It's blizzy, man.
What's happened?
It's cold out here. Man is saying we're going to have to get the Timberlands out soon.
Boy, it's Tim weather.
Might have to get, remember the doggy new era?
Yeah,
the little fold down thing.
Yeah, the doggy ears.
I remember I had one of them, cold. I think Skepta had one.
Skepta had one, yeah, 100%.
I think them MC man used to have one, so I was like, yeah, I want one of them ones.
Trapper, I think it's some kind of trapper hat, I think they call it.
Yeah. But yeah, it's cold, man.
What's the temperature? I woke up this morning, I think it said it was -1.
It is currently, actually, let's have a butcher's in the actual app. It is currently
current location
-1.
Oh, see, that was morning. I thought we'd have at least come up a little bit.
It's going to be 1 at 3 o'clock. Fuck. So get your shorts out, get your t-shirts out.
I was going to take the gloves on. I might keep them on now.
Yeah, but cold. But as we usually get into it, and you might notice from, if you're watching,
We're a man down.
Dan isn't here with us today.
We haven't found a Aunt Viv for Dan just yet.
Yeah, Rich, how's your week been, man? Long, short,
Hey,
quick.
you know, like when I tell man it's been a short week, yeah, man are like, what does that mean? But if I said it's been a long week, you'd know exactly what I meant. Ain't that weird?
You'd have a bit more of an idea. So what's a short week then?
A quick one, not too much has happened. It's just it's gone by, innit? Hasn't been too much of a struggle.
But doesn't that drag out the week to make it feel like it's longer?
No,
or to you
a long
in your
week
world
usually means like I've had a lot of long days.
Okay.
So a short one is just like
Yeah.
and nothing. When I say it, to be fair, it's more like nothing eventful's happened.
Okay.
But has it been a thing week? It might have been a short one, maybe a medium week, medium week, small to medium week. Yeah.
Small to medium. Anything happened? Nothing exciting.
Not that I can think of. We spoke about last week.
Christmas tree.
Yes.
Is it up?
No, it's not.
Okay.
It's not because I lie to you lot or anything like that, or I don't keep myself accountable.
Yeah.
I said on last week's episode it will go up this weekend. I got to pick it up.
This weekend.
Yeah, I got to pick it up after pod.
So by the time they listen to this, your tree's
By the time
up
this is edited
and sparkling.
Yeah.
We real, fake.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw the comments on the. I don't think it went.
I can't remember.
It did much on Instagram, but on YouTube.
Yeah.
We had quite a few comments. People saying, like, "Oh, lazy man, you should be getting a real one. It's not sustainable."
You
like,
should or shouldn't be.
We should be getting real ones.
Real ones.
Quite a few eco warriors in the comments there.
Oh, is
Surprised me,
it?
but I liked it. I'm here for it.
I've not seen the comments, but
Check them.
I'll get into them when I got a second.
So
Interesting.
Not yet, but it's going up. Is an answer. You?
Fair.
I feel like it's set.
Funnily enough, the day of recording the previous episode 301, that evening, we decided to put our Christmas tree up. Went down into the garage. There was a slight leak in the garage, a bit of damp. So the Christmas tree we had the year before was kind of damaged.
Cooked. Done.
Smoked. So we said, you know what? Let's just chuck it and then let's go get another one. So on our way to get another one,
A real one, I hope.
So we were just going to go get a fake one.
Yeah.
But then on the way, she remembered, there's a place that does, or maybe we should get a real one. There's a place that does real ones. So then we drove past there, stopped there, ended up getting a real one. And they're actually a lot cheaper than fake ones.
How much was the real one?
So the real one, a decent sized tree as well, was $29.99.
That's quite good.
Real ones are like 40. They could touch £40.
Oh no, the one I was supposed to get was 60 or 70.
Really?
Yeah, it's a 7-foot tree.
Oh,
Big
this
thing.
is 7.
Fake
Yeah.
one though. But then I went to go and buy it and it was sold out. So I see the next one, 35.
Oh, yeah. See.
Win, man. I was very happy.
Yeah, someone was looking out.
So you've got a real one now.
So now we've got a real one.
First time you've had a real one.
First time I've ever had a real tree. So we had to put it in the car. It fit. They do that. They put that thing on top. It's like a film, if you will.
Oh, like the do-rag thing.
Yeah. So they kind of like makes it like narrow.
Yeah, it goes very thin. Like,
shoved it in the car, pause, and then then we put it up, and now it's up. The needles haven't fell really.
Yeah, don't worry, we got time for that, man.
Every day I'm like, Rich said this will be all over the floor.
They didn't chop it for you there and then.
No, it was there. It was there.
Okay, so today's December the 1st,
second.
Yeah, don't worry.
So we've had it for a week.
Oh, you've had a week, and there hasn't been much. Yeah?
Not much.
You'll be all right. It won't be. I mean, it's quite early to be fair. You still basically got like a whole month, innit?
Yeah, basically. Yeah.
So you'll see, especially because the heating and that's on. It's gonna shrivel up, fam.
But yeah, no, we got a real Christmas tree.
It smells like Christmas.
The smell is good, man.
It smells good, innit?
Joe, when it was in because obviously it's the whole length of the car basically. On the inside, so it's right next to me, so I can smell it. And then when we put it up, like the morning after, when you open up the living room door, you can just smell.
Yeah, I was thinking, did they have the Christmas smell in the car after as well? Like,
a little bit. But now I can't. Maybe I'm used to the scent, but I can't really smell it now.
Yeah.
But I think going forward, it's going to be a real.
There you go. It's
going to be a real.
Talk to the people.
Get yourself a real Christmas tree. I think they just look better.
I think the fake ones look better. I feel like the real ones, like unless you got one of them like Madison Square Garden ones or like Oxford Street. There's one in like, where is it? It's like Holborn size. I took a picture of it.
Oh yeah, it's got the wooden thing underneath.
Yeah, it's got like a scaffold kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I feel like the real ones, they're a bit bitty. Like you can see this row, that row, like big. Yeah. You can see wall and that's why I low key prefer the fake ones because they're fake, innit? So
I was never a fan of real ones because of that reason. Because you see them, so like from middle / going to the top, it gets a bit sparse.
I don't like it. Or like, you know, like where you put the star on top and there's the thing high. It's always leaning. It's just a bit ugly.
Yeah, but no, I think the one we've got is proper, a good one. Good one. Like double the size of, not double, but much bigger than
the size of the fake one.
The size of the fake one. But it looks nice because it's nice, big, rounded. We've decorated it well. Also, lights, and you can decorate your Christmas tree however you want. Up and down, or
around
left
that
to
bitch,
right.
Man. Around that. You got a circle.
Because I was like, not if you go round, you're wasting lights, but I was like left to right or like round.
Yeah.
The missus was up
and down. I don't think I like up and down. My question is who won? It's up and down.
It's up and down.
100% up and down.
But I'm gonna give it.
How do you do that?
I'm gonna give it half the month, and then
if you do up and down, like what is it like? So if you're going round and round, it's kind of lying on the tree, right?
So up and down. So then, funnily enough, where were we coming from? Coming from somewhere. I think we went to get more decorations, and there was actually like a big Christmas tree outside a church that had it.
I've seen the up and down ones, but I only see them on public ones.
Yeah,
I don't really see it on like.
So it's basically from, I guess, the bottom up to the top, but the bit that holds the star, you kind of go like round and then you come down. So it's supposed to look like lines.
Yeah, I get it.
It doesn't really.
Yeah, because especially on a real tree.
On a tree,
it's not going to be uniform, is it?
Exactly. But yeah, that was a little bit of a debate for a bit. So we had it up and down. Then I was like, no, let's do. But then left and right looked a bit shit. But I don't think we had enough lights then.
Yeah.
They went and got more lights and some extra decorations, and then we came back, and then it kind of looked a bit.
This is the first time I said this is the first time I guess I've bought a fake tree, but this one is also what's called a pre-lit tree.
Oh, it's got the lights.
So I don't have to buy lights.
Okay.
So I don't even know how it's really going to work. But it's obviously going to have some kind of wire. But it should just be put it up, bing. Obviously, then you got to put like your baubles and all that shit. But it should be easy Christmas. Like.
Yeah.
But we'll see. I don't know. It's first, innit? I'll let you know on next week's show.
Yeah, but other than that, yeah, Christmas trees up. Was in Birmingham for work this weekend. Cold, very.
What, like a Christmas do?
Yeah, we did an escape room.
Oh, okay.
You ever done an escape room?
No.
They're good, man.
Been meaning. Is this your first one? Or
yeah, first one.
I've been meaning to do. We got to do one as a pod. We need to record it as well. Yeah, we need to record it. That's 100%.
Yeah, no. Yeah, first time doing it. It's good fun, man. It kind of puts people in a, not, I don't know how you say it, in like, it'll bring out more of what you're like.
Your true self.
Your true self. So in my room, it was 4 of us.
Is it random select, or did you say?
So
I want him because he's strong, her because she's smart, and like.
Not really. It was kind of random-ish. So it's obviously agency and the client. So we wanted to not.
Oh, it was with the client as well.
With the client as well.
Okay.
So then I mixed it up. So we had like some of my team in every other room. And then obviously some of the clients in every other room. There's like another team that work in Birmingham that we had. There's more of them than there are us and the client. So then we just kind of mixed them. So it was kind of strategic in a sense of mixing client and agency. But yeah, my team, it was 4 of us. We were in a room called room 13, and it was, you have to help a patient escape before you can escape yourself.
Okay.
So essentially, there's like
patient. Is that an actor?
Yeah, but she wasn't like there. She was on a screen.
Oh, okay.
But they did say at Halloween they used to have like real life actors in some of them,
which could get a bit mad.
And some of them were just like, some people were just like jump out, and someone's just like whacked, like this real life actor. But yeah, no, good fun, man. If you've not done an escape room, I definitely
done. So not an escape.
Do one.
Not escape room, but similar-ish. And I guess parts of it were like an escape room in hindsight. I did the Crystal Maze thing.
Oh yeah, I think I remember you doing that. Yeah.
Smacked that up.
That was it.
Smacked it up.
Yeah.
It's me, Black Jay, and then our girls. Smacked it up.
Cold.
Chat to him like when he's back on next, yeah. Smacked it up.
Yeah, no, my team was the first team to escape.
Okay.
From their
what was
room.
it? Was it like a theme thing?
Yeah, so every room obviously had a theme.
Or different themes.
Yeah, so there was a Dr. Watson, so that's Sherlock Holmes. We had to help the hospital patient escape because I think they'd been captured.
Okay. And what, you're looking in the room for clues?
So you're looking around the room for clues. So yeah, it's like padlock stuff. Like one of them was like a CD that we found. It's funny because people start thinking of like, not weird things, but thinking of things. But then you think, oh, no, that's not a thing. But then it turns out it's a thing that will help you.
Yeah.
So for example, there was a old school like CD player, radio type thing in the room.
Or like actual CD?
Actual CD.
Okay, yeah.
But it's just, there's things in this room that you
think it's all props.
Right. So then one of the guys was like, oh, we need to find the CD. But he said it quite early. So
and you're just like, oh, fuck off, man.
There's better things to do, so we're not really, all right, cool, bro. So then we're doing whatever. And then one of the drawers I think we had to open, there's a CD in there. So now we're back to that. And then on the CD, there are 4 songs, I think.
So you had to listen to the music as well?
You had to listen to the songs, but each song referred to a number.
Okay.
So I think, Blue, One Love.
Yeah.
So that you had to listen to it to wait. I knew the song, but I couldn't get what number was coming. Then obviously One Love says, I was like, oh, one, like one.
Was that padlock and you?
Yeah.
Okay.
So then you do the numbers, then that unlocks something else, and then so on and so forth. Yeah, no, it was sick, man. It's sick.
Yeah, no, we've got to get that in.
It builds up anxiety as well. You're proper, like even after, you're still a bit like
you're wired.
Yeah.
And
then it's like they fake like banging on a door and.
How long did you have? Was it an hour? And you got
60 minutes.
How long did you get out in?
We had. What did she say? I think she said we had like 17 minutes left.
That sounds like a good time.
So before I asked her, I was like, "What's the quickest it's been done?"
Yeah.
She said the team had 32 minutes left.
Okay, so they did it in 28.
So they did it quick.
Yeah, that's pretty fast. Still,
that's bare quick.
So you did it in like 30 something.
Yeah,
that's good.
But yeah, my team was the first one out. One of the teams didn't even make it out.
Ooh.
But apparently their room was quite hard.
Yeah, I guess it's not the same that everyone's doing, but we can still compare.
Yeah,
and you still came first.
But I said to the county, I was like, Mandem should do an escape room.
100%,
and see what happens.
We got to do it. Like, you heard it here first.
That would be so mad. It would be funny though.
Yeah, because you know certain characters like he don't know nothing.
Yeah.
And
it's because it's smaller groups. It's easier to like I think it would have been more people, but some people dropped out like last minute. So then it ended up being smaller groups, so it kind of worked better, I think.
Yeah.
But when it's a big group, it might get a bit techie.
Yeah, no, we that's actually cold. Like we have to make that happen.
Yeah, definitely. Should we get into some topics?
Yes, man. Topic on.
Shout out to Dan for supplying the topics this week, even though he's not here.
Dan couldn't make it today.
Dedication to the pod. But one interesting topic that he put in, and I think we kind of spoke about this off mic last time.
What's that?
And I was watching. Have you watched the Squid Game challenge?
Yes.
All of it?
So I'd watched up until as much as I could. I think it was the 29th. They said they would release new episodes.
Of
so
November.
I haven't seen until November. So it's out.
Okay, so that's why. Yeah,
I haven't seen the following 3 or 4 episodes.
So we started watching it last night. I've not finished it yet, but it's actually quite decent.
It's good.
Good bit of telly.
It's good, man.
But then there's one guy on there.
The light skin brother.
Yeah,
I know you're talking about. Yeah.
And he kind of said something which kind of leads into this, but I'll read this bit anyway. So singer Tyla, her famous song Water,
big tune,
has come out and said that she doesn't identify as black. What else was there? She refers to herself as coloured. So a bit of background: she's from South Africa, Johannesburg. Doesn't refer to herself as black, but refers to herself as coloured. And this is a term that is used in South Africa for those of mixed ethnicity. The term coloured has a different connotation in the United States,
as it does in the UK,
as well, and many other places. A racist categorization used predominantly during the Jim Crow era to segregate people, which explains why some Western listeners have questioned its usage. And then I think Dan was saying that there was a decent discussion on another podcast where they were saying that it's, like the definition says, it's slightly different how people view and refer to themselves, usually of mixed heritage, around the world. And the reason why I brought up Squid Game Challenge was that the boy on the show was of a mixed race, but his mum, he was raised by his mum who was white
woman, yeah. And
he said that she had him when he was quite young. Why would a white woman know how to raise a young black boy? And then the missus had a brief discussion, and she was like, "Oh, he refers to himself as black, but he's not. He's mixed." But then I was like, I totally understand what you're saying.
We spoke about this at the end of the podcast.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That some people, although you're mixed, society will refer to you as X because that's how they see you, and you even might refer to yourself as he did as one way when technically you're not.
Yeah. So I think there's maybe a few things to discuss here. Firstly, I guess being black Brits. Yeah. How do we feel about the term coloured?
I think like I said, we've grown up with it being a racist categorization.
I don't know if I think if someone refers to me as coloured, I don't automatically think that person's racist. Do you?
No, I just think, you've grown up in a time where that word was used.
I think it's an indication of age.
Yeah, big time.
And maybe location that you grew up in.
Possibly.
But I don't automatically think you're racist. I did at a point. Yeah. And I still have issue with the term. Yeah. When I was in Sri Lanka, actually, met loads of couples and stuff like that, but I met like this nice older white couple. Anyway, he was telling me about some story. He was on a plane, some bullshit. Anyway, he was like, and there was this coloured guy.
Must have been a good story.
It wasn't even a good story. It wasn't that good a story. Like, he was like, and there was this coloured guy, like, and he kind of like, he said that and kind of paused a little bit. And he thought. Anyway, I was like, finish your story, big man. Yeah. I was like, one, it was a shit story. No. Terrible story. You shouldn't tell people that. But he used the word coloured, didn't it? And I was like,
was it addressed at the time, or did
I didn't address it at the time? I don't know. I don't think I addressed it, but I think I gave him like a bly. Yeah. In that I know you don't, and I can tell by the way you don't mean it offensively. Yeah.
He's just.
But I think what I should have done, in hindsight, was told him, I know what you mean by that. Yeah. I know you don't mean any offense by it, but probably stop using that term. Yeah. Because there are connotations, and I could assume, but I've got better judgment, and I don't think you are indeed racist. But a lot of people can just based off the use of that word assume you're racist and just be Nella Rose you and I'm done with you. Like, block, delete. So Yeah, I think I should have told him that, but in like from that moment, I was like, if it ever comes up, I will think that. So I personally, I don't like the term, but it's not nigger. It's not an N word to me. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people think they're of a particular generation think they are saying the nice thing as opposed to black, because black genuinely has negative connotations in the English language.
Yeah,
I think they're doing a thing, but
it's definitely a generational thing because like you said, I've heard older generation men and women say coloured, and it's, you know, the person means no offense, but
do you still get like it's a little ooh, like I get, you see, like, you know, like when you might be scared and your heart drops.
Yeah.
But I get a little like ooh, like when I hear the words.
It's almost like you're listening. Then they say coloured, and it's like now you're just thinking,
all I can think about is that now.
Yeah.
I've just zoned out, like, completely.
It gets a little bit like that, and it's to what you said. I'd prefer. I'm not offended by what you said or the term that you've used. It's just,
but I still don't want you to use it.
I'd prefer if you didn't.
And I don't want you to use it for your own good.
For your own good, right? So for me, it's if you speak to someone else might not be as understanding as I am. It's also an outdated term. I like to think that we progress with our vernacular and vocabulary. So let's not use words that are no longer used in wider society.
Yeah, when people say the things, I'm like, you need an iOS update. Like, hit update, my bro.
Yeah.
And then I guess secondly, it's, do you have a problem with her using it to describe herself?
Who?
Tyla.
Oh, Tyla. No, because again, like the understanding the generational side of it or usage of it, I think she's grown up in South Africa, from my understanding, in a time where you had, I guess, the white people, then you had the black people, but then you also had
coloured people.
Coloured who, I feel, from what I've read, created their own sort of community. So that's how she's grown up. So she almost knows one way of living, and it's not to conform to Western ways of living. She's just said, oh, I don't see myself that way because I've not been brought up that way. That's not my culture, essentially.
I think I don't have a problem with her using it. If you were brought up in the UK as a mixed race person and you're using that term, I'd be like, that's strange.
Yeah.
But given the context, it might as well, it's just the same as mixed race, really, isn't it? It's just that they use a different word for it. I think what this kind of story kind of highlights is that because Black America has like produced so much content and is the leading space, I think it's starting to change. I feel like Africa's getting more of a voice and visibility now. As with the UK, even Canada, all sorts of places, black people from all parts of the world. But them being the dominant player and the word coloured having its own connotations there, I can see why it's seen as negative. But I think they need to just fall back a little bit and realise, like,
that's just the states being...
You don't really get to... You have, in a way, but you don't really get to decide what like kind of black culture is.
Yeah, but that's
not...
Yeah, that's them.
I think they think they're the centre of the black universe.
This is it. And I think many other topics in the past, they feel like, oh, it's them. They have the first, mid, second, and last say, and
they're the main characters.
Yeah,
they are though. They actually are.
They are, but I think when it's a thing that doesn't specifically pertain to the US, then I'm not a matter that they should feel like they can govern and be like, oh, she's not coloured, she's black. Well, to Tyla, she's not that. She's coloured, and there's nothing wrong with her feeling like she is because that's how she's grown up. But then I think when you, like we were saying before, I think when you get into the realm of it like being mixed, then it's a question of, oh, what side do you, which side do you identify more with and why? And to the question I asked you, man, last week, it's like what would be the feeling behind that? And obviously, Mandem are a bit more open-minded, so it's not a concern. But I feel like for some people, it might be some people might feel a certain way about that. Like the guy from Squid Game Challenge, referring to himself as black. How does that make his mum feel? Because she's not black.
So how could he be black?
So how could he be? But he's decided, oh, I'm X. Is that how he feels? Whatever that feeling might be, or is that a reflection of what society has told him he is? Because like Tyla, she says she's coloured. People have said, nah, you're black. They're not going to say you're white. I don't know if she's mixed.
She's mixed is coloured, isn't it?
Yeah,
so
yeah. So no one's saying, oh, she's white. People have gone immediately.
That's interesting.
You're black.
You can't be white. That's one thing.
And this is it.
You can't be white. That's the crazy.
But then you're made up of two sides.
Yeah.
So it's like the question is, does he feel like that's how he feels, or is it a reflection of what society have?
I think it's
told him or looked at him as, oh, you're not the other one, so you're definitely this.
I think it's a combination. I think it's like twofold. I think it's, if you're mixed race, I think a lot of people will identify with being black because that's how a lot of people are going to see you. It's like,
that's what I think.
You have to be cognizant of, regardless how you feel about you, how you are seen in this world. It's like, it almost, do you know, it's kind of reminding me of Kevin Samuels. Which is this probably seems like a weird comparison. He's gonna get there. Where he'll ask people like, oh, what are you out of 10?
Okay,
because you might think you're an 8, but the world says you're a 5. And you need to know
this is how you are perceived.
And I think being perceived as black is something you need to know, even if you want it
fully.
You have to know that, because particularly, and we were talking about it more in terms of like children and stuff, what we spoke about at the end of last pod, but you can't, I think it's dangerous to raise a mixed race child, I think particularly a boy, as anything other than black.
Really?
Because we have to keep it, like, we've got to be totally honest, like, we know that, I mean, statistics support this stuff, but we know like black men get stopped more. We know how we can be perceived. We know we can be perceived as aggressive, as so many things. You need to know those things when you're traversing through life, whether you are that or not. Because that has implications for your life and for your freedom, and you might be under threat without realizing. I think one of the worst things you could do is raise a young perceived black male, let's say, as something else. I think that's dangerous.
I hear you.
I've seen it. I almost called up some youths the other day. They was in Tesco or Sainsbury's, outside Sainsbury's, and it's a young white boy, teenagers. They might be like, I don't know, between 14 and like 16. And they're ramping with each other. They're over by the ATM, like almost kind of spooking people a little bit, like they're gonna think.
Right.
And they're just ramping. Anyway, I see them and I'm thinking I should really speak to this one white child, and the other like black or mixed race. And I'm like, it's all good, you're having fun and that, but you, my friend, are going to be seen. You can't get away with what he can get away with. And if you don't know that, more fool you. Like, I'm doing you almost a disservice if I don't say nothing. And I went to on my way out, but by that time, like, they got in trouble with like Tesco's Sainsbury's security. It was already someone was already addressing the issue kind of thing. But it's important to know these things, man.
100%. I agree, and I think it's important that you make them aware of that, because you don't want to set them out in the world and they think it's a level playing field, or you've got the same, you're perceived the same as, I don't know, white Johnny, whereas you won't be.
Bro, you ain't.
The sad fact is that you won't be. And as much as not me personally, but as much as a parent, you might want to be like, oh, like, you've got an equal footing in this and it's fair, and maybe to some extent it is, but
we have to,
for the most part, it may not be.
We have to accept the world as it is.
That's it.
Not how we'd like it to be.
Amen. Lyrical.
It's the reality, man, and it's sad, isn't it? Like, there's like loads of like quotes like, "Oh, what's it? Something like, be the change you want to see in your world and all that." And I agree with that, but you also have to be aware of what world we're living in, and operate accordingly, man. Don't do nothing stupid now.
That is very true.
So yeah, Tyla can call herself what she wants, bro.
Yeah.
As far as
she
I'm
looks a
concerned.
bit like Zendaya in this picture, anyway.
Yeah, I can see it.
Yeah,
I can see that.
What else did we have?
We must talk on it, and it's a shame Dan's not here because we would have had some views. But we should have spoken it from episode 300. Some views. Okay, you're with me. Okay, he's firing on all cylinders today. That is Drake's. I don't know. I was gonna say new drop album, EP. I don't even know what we're calling it.
I don't know.
What is it? A deluxe? What is it technically?
I think it's
because it gets bolted onto the end of my.
It's on the end of it, but I don't understand.
It's a deluxe basically, and it's an extended. It's the same album with more tracks. What is it? 6 tracks? I don't know if it's 5 or 6.
6, I believe. Let me check.
Scary Hours 2, I believe it's
6 tracks. Yes, Scary Hours 3. Sorry,
3.
Scary Hours 3. 6 tracks. He released this last week now.
A week before.
It's been 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Mental. He released this 2 weeks ago. Thoughts. Have you listened to it? You have listened to it.
Oh, of course. This thing has been on repeat.
Thoughts.
Do you know? I tell you, the one bad thing about, and I'm calling this an album, as in the 6 tracks that he's released. The one bad thing about this album is the name.
Scary Hours 3.
He should have named this. If you're listening to this, it's too late, or like
it's still too late.
Like something like, or careful what you wish for, or something mad like that. Because this, and you lot heard my views already on the last Drake album, and I think I was maybe a bit. I don't think that's a bad album. I feel like I said that at the time, but I did say it was uninspired and all of that. I think I may have, in retrospect, I went a bit heavy on that. I would have put a little bit less weight on that. But this now, chat to the boy. Like, no, I just like,
it's good music.
Like, if you released this the first time,
bro, there's no problem.
Bro,
you're the greatest. You actually like everyone can agree.
Bro, he's
that you're the greatest.
Spitting, Les.
It's crazy.
It's so good for me. Like, this is the shit. When I was talking about 8 a.m. in Charlotte and all of that, this is when I feel like he set me up for this. And this is what I wanted, and that's why I think I had the disappointment because of the expectation. But A++.
Yeah. I think when you think of For All the Dogs, I guess it can have 2 meanings. I guess depending on how you classify what you or define as dogs in this sense, but I feel like the For All the Dogs that I wanted is what Scary Hours 3 is.
You wanted him to be on some
obviously
rap shit.
Needed more of it for an album. It just felt like For All the Dogs was him being a misogynist, being a shit guy, not really giving a shit about these girls, blah blah. But then I wanted I've always wanted a rap album from Drake. Always. And I get he's good at doing the other stuff.
He does so many things.
He does so many things and he's good at doing these things. But I feel like just musically, I just want a rap album, or predominantly rap album. He can do some of the other stuff in between, but I feel like I want a predominantly rap album from him. And I feel like Scary Hours 3 is that. He sat down, wrote bars, and just rapped. And
you know what as well? It's not even just the rap thing.
Musically, production-wise,
musically, the production is cold.
Insane.
Just the choices or the thought that's gone into this, for me, is like...
Yeah.
It's perfect. There's... What was I going to say? Oh, there's the production. There's... He's rapping. I can't remember what I was going to say.
Lyrically?
Oh, no. So one of my criticisms on For All the Dogs was we don't know who Drake is. There's no honesty.
Yeah.
There's this. I can't remember what track it is now.
There wasn't an identity on it.
Yeah, there wasn't. enough of him.
Yeah.
What's it? Story about my brother. What tunes after that? When he's like, I don't know how.
I know what song you're talking about.
And I'm just like,
You Broke My Heart. No,
that's the last track, I think.
The Shoe Fits. Sorry,
The Shoe Fits. Like,
The
I'm
Shoe
like,
Fits.
Drake is really telling us that
Jamie's
he can't be
favourite
that
song.
guy anymore.
Yeah,
and that's like, it's just cold. It's cold, and it's in a way, it's like it's the perfect setup. Like, Thing was just the jab, innit?
yeah.
For All the Dogs was like, boom,
Yeah.
and then you're thinking, oh yeah, I'm gonna bang, right hand, like, and he's caught, man.
I slipped that one now.
Yeah, you thought you were safe. No, this, yeah, man. I think I don't think Drake's GOAT status was ever really in question, but I think this is a
Solidifies it or
like
makes the argument harder.
It's tight now. It's real tight now.
I was gonna ask a question. I forgot what it was.
Does it have something to do with Cole and Drake?
No, we can get into that. What was I gonna say? Do we think? Actually, because I think I know the answer to this, but do we think he had this, or do you think this was planned, or this is off of the backlash For All the Dogs was receiving? Because obviously he had don't want to get into it again, but the whole Joe Budden was grilling him, saying Joe didn't really shit on the album, and this is I think the easiest he's gone on Drake. But he was just basically saying it felt like you said, uninspired. There's no rap. He's making songs with 25-year-olds and blah blah blah, and all these critiques. But ultimately, Joe liked the album, said it was a good album, but he wanted essentially Scary Hours. Do we think Drake has heard the critique and said,
no,
I need to go back?
I don't think it's a response.
You think?
I think it was planned from the start.
You think?
Yeah, because what thing? This came out how many weeks after Thing?
The week after.
1 week after.
It was like soon. No, maybe a couple of weeks after.
Maybe I think it's like 2 weeks.
2 weeks after. It was soon.
I don't think you get 6 tracks of this quality with a feature from J. Cole in 2 weeks' time.
You think?
No chance.
Cole can give you a feature.
They make so many tracks.
Yeah.
A lot of these tracks could have been things for whatever reason decided weren't on the album.
Yeah.
He could have made, but it's quite current and whatnot. Yeah. But no, I think this was the plan from the drop, because this is the criticism of every Drake album. Oh, we wanted a bit more of this, bit more of that, bit more rap. So he said, all right, cool. I'm going to release the albums that I always release.
Yeah.
And then I'm going to hit you with something else that's going to shut you up, and job done.
Yeah.
Like what? Like any criticism we kind of had for All the Dogs, it's kind of out the window now, bro.
I hear that part. I think this is a response.
Why?
I think this is a response because I don't even know the guy.
I know what he's like, man. I know what he's like.
See, this is it, and this is what I was saying when the album came out. The entitlement, and I'm in that as well, that you feel like I know what he's like.
Well, you do.
How dare I say I know what he's like? I've never met the guy.
Yeah, but you do, though. This is the thing. This is why music's so powerful.
To the point that I'm making is...
Because you feel like you know these people.
To the point that I'm making is, I feel like I know how his reaction to certain things. So, for example, that girl that I think she did a TikTok, the reveal on it, and then he reposted it. That's what he's like. Drake is like petty. Says it in his bars, whatever. So I feel like For All the Dogs came out, and he teased For All the Dogs, and I feel like the title For All the Dogs doesn't sound like a great title, but it's a title that I feel like you have to live up to that title. It's a big title, if I'm making any sense at all.
I think I know what you're saying.
So I feel like For All the Dogs came out, and it felt like this was supposed to be. He was saying this is last album. He's gonna go away for a bit. Blah blah. All of this stuff. Before like Drake's like the man at the minute. Can do no wrong. He's winning. See his son everywhere. His son's got a couple bars on it. Like this. This is Drake is like the GOAT. Crown is basically on his head. So this album was the last. I'm out. I see you lot when I see you. Then you've come back with 6 cold songs, and you always had this? No. If he always had it, he's only released it because of the backlash.
I disagree.
Otherwise, I feel like you just ride into the sunset and leave For All the Dogs to just keep going. But For All the Dogs didn't have the legs to keep going. So what I'm going to do, and this is probably a streaming thing, is I'm going to bolt on 6 songs at the end of For All the Dogs. So then you're going to run through For All the Dogs. You might even do what I did and create your own playlist and put those songs within For All the Dogs. So now you've got a long, I don't even know what the track list is. So now you've got a longer album. And if you're a fan of Scary Hours, you go back, listen to it, play around with it. Now, for streaming purposes, you're running through the whole thing again. So I feel like releasing Scary Hours wasn't always a part of the plan. The songs might have been there, but I think he's reacted to Joe Budden for starters, but everyone else's critique of the album.
If your theory is correct, then this man is a fucking powerhouse.
Big time.
Like different, bro. Different, because you can't get, in my opinion, 6 high quality tracks done in 2 weeks and deliver it.
Big time.
I disagree. I just don't think that's how it went.
I think the Cole from feature is, I think they're best friends now, so he can get one whenever. And I think Cole just wants to rap.
Yeah, I mean that's Cole's
but I think the other songs, what's that? 2 weeks? Let's say a week to write, a week to record, and then release.
I don't know.
So maybe they did exist before.
Either way, he's thing the noise. And I mean, when now we're like having more of a discussion about it, I think it's, in a way, it's not that much of a surprise. He's kind of doing what in a way short time frame. But I remember when Jay-Z released the Black Album, this is gonna be my last album.
Oh yeah.
All of that. And then I think it was a couple of years later he dropped Kingdom Come. Because he even says that in some of the bars. He's like, Noah says that I thought you was done, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm back. This is the
the
storm before the calm. He says it like, the storm before the calm and all of that. So I do think it was planned. I think it was proper planned. But hats off.
Yeah,
you've delivered. I feel like you've truly delivered.
Yeah, he smoked
You've
it.
truly. And do you know what? It was also why I don't think it was planned. Why I do think it was planned is because this EP is for Drake's hardcore rap fan base.
Yeah,
his hardcore rap audience. This isn't for everybody.
No.
So I think it was tactical. I think it was tactical. Because I think if you put this on the thing, it alienates some of the people that are here for Latino Drake and all the other kinds of Drake that we get.
Bad Bunny and that. Like, I rate Bad Bunny just off the stuff that he's done, but I'm not. Yeah, I hear you and him together.
Yeah, not really.
Cole feature, Evil Ways. I believe the song's called
Evil Ways. Yeah.
Good song, very good song.
Top tier stuff.
Who again would be great to have down here, but who gets who? Come on,
it's like I watch a lot of boxing. We watch boxing.
Okay, right.
This is a round where we could both watch this round.
Yeah.
And we might come back. You might give it 10-9 Drake. I might give it 10-9 Cole.
Okay.
I think it's a tight one. That could go either way. I was going to say, typically in boxing, you'll give the round to the champion. But I don't know who the champion is.
It depends what you're classing as. Yeah.
I think I'm going to give this to the Toronto native.
He's going to give it to
I'm going to give it to Drake. Which doesn't happen with any of the Cole features that I've heard probably in the last 3 to 4 years.
Yeah, no, I think it's hard at the minute.
It's a real point.
It's hard to get Cole out of here. And I also think he is rapping with people who aren't, like, say, your rapper's rapper.
Yeah.
And he's a high quality rapper anyway. So unless he's rapping with Drake or Kendrick or
there's not many people that you're even
Big Sean or
no, I'm thinking of what's it called now? Something P's Cadillac with Benny Butcher.
Yes.
Rapper.
Oh yes. Oh yeah.
He's a rapper's rapper.
Rapper. Yeah. Benny. Benny.
Benny can rap.
Benny held his weight there.
Yeah, he does well, but I feel like Cole's
yeah, it's hard to get Cole out of here.
Yeah. And I don't think he gets him out of here. I think, and this is why I describe it like boxing. I think
it's close.
You might have hit me with one more jab, just before the bell, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Let's swing. It's still very, very tight.
I think I'm going to agree, and I think I'll give it to Drake.
Oh, I wonder if we'll get unanimous. I need to know what Dan thinks.
But I do feel that Cole. I feel like Cole was was laying down when he was.
Or is that you see that round one with Mayweather where he's not going to throw any punches?
Yeah, he kind of sat down, crossed his legs, and said, "No, you go, man. It's cool. It's like you got this one.
Do you know what?
This is on you. This one's you."
I think I love that they've done this. By the way, it's not a criticism on the rhyme structure and the pattern.
The back to back.
Yeah, which I love that. But the structure may have arguably
favored.
I wouldn't even say favored. Just made it a more even. Battle.
Oh, this is my point.
Do you know what I mean? It's like
it needed to be even because what Cole does, I say does to Drake. We talk about this stuff.
Like on first person shooter.
What he does to Drake on first person shooter is unfair.
Yeah. So we're gonna define some rules.
It's unfair.
Yeah.
They spit. It's one song, but they spit on different beats. Yeah. I think at both ends of the song.
Yeah. Drake doesn't really do much on the same part as well. Yeah. At all.
So I feel like they did another feature, but this time again, because everyone was saying Drake had to spit on a different beat because he couldn't keep up with Cole on the same beat. It's right. Let's do another feature.
This is like,
let's do another feature again, but this time
the first one was like UFC, where you can take man down, you can headbutt, you can elbow, all of that, like knees, kicks, everything, biting, all of that.
Yeah.
And then this one said, no, you can only hit man with your fists.
Yeah. That's it.
Just limit the rules up. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
So I feel like either we'll do another one, but we're gonna spit on the same beat to show that I can keep up. Let's go back to back. So I'll get a 16 or whatever, you get a 16, and we'll go back and back. So then it makes it fair. So even if you do beat me to it, it's not far off. I weren't far off.
And it's a smidget. It's a when they're athletic, sticking their head out. It's a tight one, but I think I would have to give it to Drake.
Yeah,
and I can't say I ever saw myself really saying that, which shows that Drake stepped his shit up. Let's be honest, he stepped his shit up.
Yeah,
and it's limited rules, isn't it?
Yeah, no, Scary Hours 3 is good, man. It's good music. Still spinning it till.
It's gonna be today. Particularly like in the winter. I need some of that shit in the winter as well.
For sure.
Keep me going, man.
I guess speaking of rappers, Young Thug's lawyer has come out.
Jeffrey's lawyer.
Jeffrey, sorry, as we refer to him, or Truly Humbled Under God.
Under God.
AKA Young Thug. So obviously Young Thug is incarcerated or in jail.
Yeah, I heard the other day he's actually been in for 2 years now. Yeah. Which doesn't even almost add up to me. It doesn't feel like that long.
No. And his lawyer was in court explaining or giving reason as to what Young Thug, more specifically the Thug part of his name, means, and it means truly humbled under God.
Young, truly humbled under God.
Yeah, according to his lawyer.
Oh man.
And there weren't really much news about it. I don't know how true it is. It may be a ploy to soften the blow or get the judge on side. But then, funny enough, Fat Joe tweeted that he's called Joby Crack because the girls gave him that name for the crack of his arse showing. Had nothing to do with the sale of crack narcotics. Yeah, what do you think?
I get it. What can I say? I get it. I see what you're trying to do, and that's what your lawyer, your legal defendant, should be doing for you. You pay these people ridiculous amounts of money. They need to come up with all kinds of methods, tactics, spins, to try and buy your freedom, really, innit? So
yeah,
I get it. I get it.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I don't believe that shit for a minute.
Because they said YSL, I think, stood for something else, or it was like a.
It's not Young Slime.
It was like a charity or something.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, I guess you kind of have to say what you need to say to get yourself out of this.
So
this pickle.
I get it. Props to the legal team, man. If that works, then I think he's getting time. I don't see how he doesn't get any time. Another thing that came up was some of his lyrics being used as
that's been ongoing.
I guess would you call it testimony or evidence? Let's say.
Yeah.
What do you make of that? Just in general.
It's a bit of a weird one because I think when you look at hip hop or rap, it didn't start off that way. It evolved into, I guess, what it was gangster rap and exists in some capacity today. So then it became more the drug talk, misogynistic behavior, all of this, drugs, all of that stuff. And now then that's just always been what hip hop and rap has been known for. What feels like since the beginning of time, since its inception. The fact that it's being used, I'm not a fan, just because anyone can start a rap career and say they've done X, Y, and Z, and we experience with the rapper named after the Sex Position. He
6ix9ine.
He was somewhat the same. He rapped about a certain life and that he did this and had this and could do this to you, but in real life that wasn't necessarily his life, or he didn't grow up that way anyway. So I feel like exactly. So I feel like anyone can portray that. It doesn't mean that they live it. It might just be
persona.
I was going to say occupational hazard, but it's not, because you don't have to rap about those things. No. But it's cool to do so.
But it's like, it's interesting, isn't it? It's if you're like a social media influencer and let's say luxury or lifestyle is your kind of thing, right? Yeah. You can write off bare of your purchases as this is part of my job. This is part of my age. I'm maintaining this, right? I think you may be able to make that defense in terms of, I talk about these things because this is what the people want. I'm just a creative writer. I'm Stephen King. I'm just saying all of this stuff.
Musical poetry and that.
Yeah, and it's a fine line. It's like, is it art? Is it what's it? Art imitating life or life imitating art? I don't know which way around. I guess the idea is that it's life that's being turned into art. And if that is the case, then I can see why. I think it really depends on the details. If man's saying like, I wigged this brother, he had on the green hoodie, the white dunks,
on the street corner, and then
he was in the white podcast room. Like, I'm probably talking about Les, innit? Like, there's too many details.
Why am I getting wigs, fam?
that are correct, innit? But if it's more general, and you know that, like, it's not, as you said, it's no secret that a lot of this music talks about these kind of stuff. So it's like, it's a weird, like, is it creative license? Is it? And I don't know. I don't know the details, innit? But if you got the specifics, then in a way, my outlook is kind of like more for you, Fug, or anybody else who's doing this. That's crazy, bro. That's crazy. To like talk about murders, like that's just like that's obviously stupid and not helping you in it. So I hope that's not the case. I think the guy makes great music, and apparently does a lot for his community as well. So,
I've heard that.
I don't know. He definitely gets time. It's a matter of how much time. And free Young Slime, man. Let's see. Let's see what happens.
It's that time of year, Rich, where everyone reposts and talks about their Spotify Wrapped.
I ain't seen mine yet.
Or their Apple Replay.
I'm not ready for this, Les.
Do you know what?
Mine.
I've had mine. I've had the email notification. I've had the app notification. I've been in the app, seen it there, and I've just ignored it.
I don't even think I've got it. I saw Mandem posting it or whatnot, but I will check.
I'm just not bothered.
But I feel like...
Should we go through mine now?
No, don't. I think we save it because I haven't seen mine. You haven't really seen yours. Dan hasn't, and Dan's not here. I think we'll do it next week, if anything.
We'll do it next week, fine. I won't go through mine.
What I would like to do is...
But apparently, I played a song 41 times in 2023.
But it doesn't tell you what song it is.
It doesn't say.
Is that many times? Is that many times?
41 times is a lot
that's
of times
quite a
to
lot
listen
of times.
to once.
That's a lot of times. Yeah, that's a lot of times.
I have a feeling I know who the artist might be.
Go and say it. This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to say your predictions on who you think your most listened to artists are this year, and then we'll check.
I said this year might be the first year that Kanye isn't in the top
5
numbers
or top 10 at least.
I feel like it's probably Travis Scott.
Okay, in what was that?
Because oh my god, what was the name of that album?
I keep calling Meltdown's the track though, isn't it?
Yeah.
I keep calling it Meltdown.
What was the name of the album?
It's not Utopia?
Utopia.
It is Utopia.
So Utopia came out this year after 2 years of no Travis Scott album.
Yeah, he had to lay low, didn't he?
Obviously, all of that stuff happened at Astro World. And his Nike sneakers not being released, but being released, but not via Nike and all of this weird shit. So yeah, highly anticipated album. Utopia came out. Loved the album. So I think it's probably Utopia.
And what would the track be that you span bare times? Meltdown.
Might be Meltdown. It might be Meltdown. I think it's the first 5 tracks. God's Country as well. The beat on that is insane. Yeah, I reckon Travis Scott is up there. Maybe some Amapiano actually as well.
Okay.
Last year I was quite heavy on it as well, but this year I think I've probably continued that. But yeah, we'll tap into.
We'll see.
To Spotify and Wrapped and.
So you think
Apple.
Travis is going to be your most thinged artist?
I reckon. What do you think for you?
For me, I span Avelino's album a lot this year. I feel like Nine's dropped twice this year. I think he did. I feel like he dropped in April and he dropped to October. So he could easily be in there just because he's dropped 2 albums. Drake could be in there because the guy's constantly releasing music.
We've only had the one album this year, isn't it? For All the Dogs, yeah.
Yeah, that's been the only one. But again, it's like, if you include Scary Hours, that's like 26 tracks.
See?
You spin that a couple of times, he's kind of in there, isn't it?
It's clever, isn't it?
Avelino's I span a lot. Who else did I spin? I have had a couple of tracks on repeat. So it's going to be an interesting one. I don't know. A track I span quite a bit. I don't think it's going to make it. And we might talk about it maybe on next week's pod is Skepta and Jammers. I think together they're called like Más Tiempo.
Más Tiempo, yeah.
Yeah. I can't remember the name of the track. Thing.
The Amy Winehouse.
No, there was one before that.
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called, and I stumbled upon it, and I was like, "What is this?"
Oh, is it?
And I saw Skepta and Jammer, and I was like, "No, my Apple's fucked up. This is house music. Like something's gone wrong somewhere. Like, is this the right artwork, whatever?" But when I would run quite a bit, I'd have that spinning, man. That house tempo.
They're on the house vibe at the minute. I say at the minute. They've been doing it for a while now.
Start of the year for me, maybe even Mini Kings or Rags would have been easily up there. He released the album this year in Bare Sugar. That got quite a few spins off me.
Yeah.
It's going to be an interesting one. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll meet you. Yeah, let's do it next week.
We'll do it next week.
When Dan is... What's next week? Yeah, next week's one. Next week we'll do it live on the pod. I think that was most of the topics. Some other bits that we can probably save.
Yeah, if there's anything else, we can slap it in next one. We'll get Dan's opinion as well.
Just a quick one.
Go true. Oh, we didn't say like, share, subscribe yet.
Carrot cake, yay or nay?
Easy yay.
Like, why would you not like carrot? Who doesn't like carrot cake?
I don't think anyone who doesn't like carrot cake
is insane.
Come see me.
Carrot cake.
What's wrong with carrot cake?
Carrot cake's like a top 5 cake.
I don't see why. I mean, it doesn't really taste like carrot.
Like,
but it tastes good.
At all.
It tastes good. Like, if you didn't have, the one that's got the carrots on it, that Costco joint. Yeah. If you didn't have that, and someone was like, "Would you like this cake?" I'd be like, "Yeah." And then they said,
"Cake is nice."
What flavor is it? I would have never said carrot.
Carrot.
But I would have said that's good cake.
Yeah.
That's a easy.
Definitely.
Easy.
Cool.
Yes.
Cool.
That's bring-ins. Do you have any bring-ins?
Yes. Let's get into bring-ins. Have I got any new music? Not really watched much on TV this week. Do I have a bring-in? No bringing for me this week, man. I'm running dry.
Nothing at all.
Nothing.
Mine would be recently started watching this. Started it last week sometime. Been meaning to get around to it for a while, but had to get through a slew of other content. And I'm finally there, and that is Gen V on Amazon Prime. From the same universe as The Boys. If you like that, I think you'll like Gen V. I think anyone watching this, unless you've seen The Boys already, it feels like something you've never seen before.
Oh, is it?
Yes. Have you seen The Boys?
I saw season 1. I never saw
season 2. I don't think you need to have either.
Oh, is it?
Because I never watched season 2.
I thought season 1 was good. I there was something about it that I weren't keen on. I don't know what it was, but I just thought.
I feel like I stopped watching quite early in season 2. I don't know if there was something else out at the time that was pulling me more, but for whatever reason, I never got through season 2 either. And I think that's got all season 3 seasons now. But Gen V it's definitely The Boys. It's mad graphic. It's mad like sexual. Like it's in America they call it rated R. All of those stuff. But it's interesting and it's different, and
they got like superpowers on it.
Yeah, so it's like what I said earlier is that you have to see the world how it is. This world is crazy.
Oh, is it?
And the things that are happening are things that would happen in the world if superpowers were present. And that's what I like about it. It's very real in that sense. So yeah, man, I'd say check out Gen V on Amazon Prime. It's a good watch.
Yeah, cold, man. But yeah, no bringing for me this week. I'll make sure I get something in for next week.
You better, boy. That's episode 302.
Yeah.
As always, please like, share, subscribe, follow, repost, tweet, X,
comment, all of that stuff.
Comment, DM, all of that.
We're loving the interaction.
You are doing it.
So keep chatting to us.
Salute. We appreciate it. Shout out to the new subscribers. We see you there growing. And yeah, keep showing love. Keeps us doing this. And there'll be more. We'll see you next week. It's the Mandem Podcast.
Keep it locked.
Bow.